Win the incredible Steigercraft 21DB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200, in the ultimate season-long multiple-species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today.
I'm John Skinner, and this week's video tip deals with choosing the right rod or modifying a rod to get proper jig action. And this is the objective. If you watch those jigs, first of all, on the left-hand side, you've got a beautiful fresh strip of meat. And you saw how the Fluke ignored that completely, and it was just drawn to the motion. And this is what I've seen over and over again on these underwater videos. And here we go again. You see that Fluke coming in, looks at the bait, clearly saw it. But no, now there's two Fluke going after the bouncing jig. And in this case, that is a 1 ounce jig. He's got a Berkeley 4-inch gulp on there and another 4-inch gulp above that on a, I guess that's on a Tsunami hollow teaser. And the rod that I'm jigging with is a Tsunami Classic rated 10 to 20 pound test line. So it's a good combination for this, and clearly I've got the kind of bouncing action that I'd really like to have on the jig. But this is relatively shallow, 20 feet of water, so it's a little bit easier to do that because you're using a lighter weight jig. It becomes more difficult when you get out into deeper water, and lately I've been doing a lot of fishing out in deeper water, basically 70 to 85 feet, both Shinnecock Reef, Montauk, and so forth. And in those cases you're using heavier jigs. You're still using the thin braided line, but 2 ounces actually on the light end, and often 3 or 4 ounces being used to fish in those deeper waters. Now with those heavier jigs, rod choice is going to be very important. If the rod has a soft tip, then what's going to happen is when you jig that rod, the soft tip is going to just absorb all of that energy of the jigging. It won't be transmitted to the jig, and you won't get that nice bouncing action. And I'm going to show a bit in the pool in a little bit, and whether you'll be able to see it clearly on the video or not, I'm not too sure, but I saw it, and it was amazing to me to see how little of the bouncing really gets through to the jig once you get up on heavier jigs. Now the rod I'll be using here is the one I've been showing in the Montauk videos, the Tsunami Classic H7 footer rated 12 to 25 pound test line. It's great, 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces, but this 3 ounce jig, it's not getting much action at all on the jig. The tip is just a little soft for that. I've got 2 of these rods. You know what? I'm going to take one and I'm going to modify it so that it works well with 3 to 4 ounce jigs. So this is something I just don't hesitate to do to customize a rod the way I want it. I'm going to take that 7-foot H and just take it off at right behind that first guide. It's only 4 inches, so I'll be converting the 7-footer to one that's 6 feet 8 inches, and that's going to make a big difference. You'd be surprised how much stiffer the rod's going to be by just taking off those 4 inches. All right, to keep the rod from splintering, just take a little piece of masking tape, put it over the spot that you want to cut, and then here we go. And of course this is a terrible thing to watch, so we're going to look away and keep that out of the field of view because we don't want to see a rod being cut. And there we go. We're all set. It's in 2 pieces now. Just checking that tip. How does that feel? It's definitely a little bit stiffer. And now I'm off to the tackle shop with this, and this is not expensive to do. I've done 3 rods this year, taking them to the tackle shop, had them put on a new tip. Grand total was $10. So here we go. Here's the modified rod. Jigging that same 3 ounce jig, and hopefully you can see clearly there that this jig has got a lot more action on it than it did before with the unmodified rod. Alright, so again, to up your Fluke score, try to get as much motion on the jig as you can. And if you've got a rod sitting around at home with a soft tip, you know what, take a couple inches off, you'll be amazed at the difference. Okay, I'll talk to you next week.
Win the incredible Steigercraft 21DB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200, in the ultimate season-long multiple-species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today.